It's a pleasure to have you join us on the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We are live in Abuja. I am Vivian Izadifi. Nigerian Governors Forum held Supreme Court verdicts on local government autonomy. President of African Development Bank, Akinwumi Adesina, taxes Nigerians' leadership to unlock agricultural potentials and make it a global breadbasket. Ministry of Environment launches national which means apology for standing the headline footage on the wrong notes. Now the news in details. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Dr. Abubakar Dansoho as the Managing Director of the Nigerian Ports Authority (NPA). The President has also approved the appointment of Senator Dayo Adeye as Chairman of the Board of Nigerian Ports Authority (NPA). Dr. Dansoho holds a doctorate degree in maritime technology from Liverpool, John Moores University, United Kingdom, and a master's degree in international transport from Cardiff University of Wales, United Kingdom. Before his appointment, he had served in various roles in the Nigerian Ports Authority as Assistant General Manager, Technical Assistant to the Managing Director, Port Manager on Port, and Principal Manager, Tariff and Billing. Senator Adeye, the board chairman, is a seasoned lawyer, journalist, and politician. He is a former Minister of State for Works and former senator representing Ekiti South Senatorial District. The President expects the new leadership of this pivotal agency to deploy excellence in the discharge of their duties to enable efficient port services and improved industry outcomes. Still on appointments, the NPower Beneficiaries Forum is urging President Bola Tinubu to appoint people with philanthropic disposition as replacements to fill the vacant seat of Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, created by the suspension of the erstwhile Minister Dr. Betty Edu. The forum, aligned with the humanitarian gestures of Queen Adenike Tejosho Foundation, describing her unwavering commitment and support to the NPower beneficiaries and the less privileged in the country as exemplary.
Bola Tinubu well on his 1 year in office. Dr. Tejosho's unwavering commitment and support to the NPower beneficiaries and the less privileged in Nigeria have been exemplary.
The Nigerian Governors Forum has expressed its acceptance of the Supreme Court verdicts revalidating the autonomy of local government authorities in the country. By its verdicts on Thursday, the Apex Court outlaws the current practice in which the funds due to the local government authority are being credited to the state government accounts. In an interview with State House correspondents after their visit to President Bola Tinubu, chairman of the Nigerian Governors and Governor of Kwara State, and his colleagues from Bauchi and Imo states described the Supreme Court judgment as a welcome development.
We welcome the ruling of the Supreme Court. Compliance is a given, and our Attorney Generals have applied for the enrollment order, which we'll study carefully. But by and large, governors are happy with the devolution of power in respect to local government autonomy.
The Governors Forum equally expressed belief that the verdicts will reduce the burden of the state government.
People really don't know how much states expense in bailing out local governments, and that's the issue there. It's not going to affect the states. We've never tampered with local government funds, so it's going to continue. What the local governments have to do is to manage themselves, especially with the upcoming minimum wage, to manage their affairs and make sure salaries are paid. Traditional rulers get their 5%, and those are the main issues.
The Inter-Party Advisory Council commends the Supreme Court's landmark judgments granting financial autonomy to local governments. Chairman of the Council, Yusuf Mamman Dantale, at a General Assembly meeting of the Council in Abuja, described it as a masterstroke that has broken the grip of state governors on council funds. Timothy Yusuf reports.
With this historic judgment, Nigerians expect rapid development of local government areas.
National Chairman of IPAC, Yusuf Mamman Dantale, expressed his appreciation for the judgment, emphasizing that it represents a significant victory for democracy and development in Nigeria. IPAC is urging the EFCC to monitor the funds released to local governments to ensure they are used for the people's benefit.
The judiciary has again shown that it is the temple of justice and beacon of hope for all aggrieved people. The judgment has restored citizens' confidence in the judiciary as we strive to fix the nation and make it greater once again.
The Nigeria Civil Society Situation Room has similarly applauded the decision of the Supreme Court directing the federal government to pay allocations directly to local government councils from the Federation account and withhold allocations of local governments governed by unelected officials appointed by state governors. The Situation Room considers this judicial pronouncement a vital intervention in Nigeria's democratic development and calls on the state governments to comply with the decision forthwith and strengthen the institution of governance at the grassroots by ensuring that local governments can deliver essential services without hindrance. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Federal government has inaugurated a presidential food systems coordination unit to control food prices and ensure policies on food security are effectively implemented. Vice President Kashim Shettima, who inaugurated the coordination unit, says state governments and development partners are part of the process. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila has more.
Food insecurity, a major challenge that needs urgent attention. So this meeting provides opportunity to re-engineer and reposition the nation on a sound footing to tackle this challenge head-on. Outlining the mandate of the committee, Vice President Kashim Shettima said the urgency and seriousness of the matter at hand requires the ideas and resources of all stakeholders.
This committee seeks to coordinate all the agricultural activities beyond also agriculture, but anything to do with food system between the local government, states, and the federal government. And it's a coordinating unit that reports also, like I said, to the Presidential Economic Coordinating Council.
The government made reference to the Green Imperative Program, a government-catalyzed, private sector-driven agricultural industrialization program, as one initiative which the committee must work assiduously to activate and operationalize.
Today's inauguration is a milestone in the annals of Nigeria that will go a long way in addressing such issues, because this committee will look into the possibility of investing in commercial agriculture, ensuring that private partnership-driven program is established with a view to producing food commodity in huge quantity.
All the value chains, the private sector, governance, the political will and everything was in this room today. And I believe that we've taken a charge. And the charge is to change the life of Nigerians and deliver. Nigeria will not only be self-sufficient in food security, but it will also export.
What the outcome of this will be very, very important, because at least the smallholder farmer will be able to be assisted, and also mechanization issue will come up, irrigation will come up. These are the major things we need to boost agriculture in this country.
Another just says a hungry man is an angry man. But with all this that we have deliberated inside, soon and very soon Nigeria will be a better place where we have food for people and Nigeria will be better.
Other stakeholders at the meeting pledged their commitment to the success of all the efforts by the federal government aimed at addressing food insecurity in the country. From the State House, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
As climate change continues to affect food security across Africa, with Russia-Ukraine war causing difficulty in fertilizer supply, the government of Nigeria and leadership of other African countries must take collective action to unlock the continent's agricultural potential to become a global breadbasket. President, African Development Bank, ADB, Dr. Akunmi Adesina, gave the recommendation at a 3-day meeting of African primates of the Anglican Church, Kappa, in Abuja. Oluseyi Adiabo has more.
In a recent World Vision report, more than 1 billion people in Africa struggle to afford a healthy diet, with a high rate of malnutrition. No less than 280 million people are said to be hungry. Providing an overview, President of the African Development Bank, Akunmi Adesina, says food insecurity in Africa may be attributed to hunger, which is contributing almost half of children's deaths. In Nigeria alone, about 2.5 million people do not have enough to eat.
Policy consistency is critical to achieve food security and food self-sufficiency. The all too frequent policy reversals and politicization of food production has hurt Nigeria and now risks permanently destroying its own agriculture. But we will continue to support Nigeria, and we will continue to do all we can to turn things around. But we must determine that we will feed ourselves with pride.
Primates of the Council of the Anglican Province of Africa say their engagement is to share knowledge on religious institutions' role in agricultural investments to help drive development in the continent.
We must be happy to identify ourselves as Africans. We must promote peace and discourage outside dictations and reliance.
Our mission forever remains responding to the needs of the world, and there are many needs today that I imagine on a daily basis, including food insecurity.
In a world filled with counterfeit gospels and false promises, we are called to be instruments of authentic life, shining the light of Christ in the darkness.
The meeting with the team Council of the Anglican Province of Africa, an instrument of authentic life for Africa as Anglican primates from 15 African countries in attendance. In Abuja, Oluseyi Adiabo, NTA News.
Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives Benjamin Kalu has urged foreign investors to adhere to Nigerian labor laws while doing business in the country. Kalu made the call when he received a delegation from Shandong Municipal Council, China, led by the chairman of the Standing Committee of Shandong Municipal People's Congress, Wang Lumin, on a visit to the National Assembly. The Deputy Speaker assured the guests that the 10th Assembly is ready to make legislative interventions that will make the business climates in the country more investor-friendly. Wang Lumin said the Chinese delegation is open to partnership in technology, vocational education, and talent training towards addressing unemployment challenges in Nigeria. There will be more reports after this timeout. Stay with us.
From the creeks of the Niger Delta to the breathtaking scenery of the plateau, in noonday and nighttime, we set out to bring to you captivating stories that evoke your emotions. For fascinating documentaries and reports on day-to-day issues with expert analysis, tune in to NTA NEWS24, DSTV Channel 419, GoTV Channel 26, StarTimes Channel 101 and 433, and Free TV channel 703.
Thanks for being there. Moving on now to other stories. Nigerian Vice President Kashim Shettima has enjoined Muslims and Islamic clerics to continue to render support and prayers for the President Tinubu-led administration as it weathers through the storm to improve the lots of Nigerians. The Vice President, through his representative, made the call during the foundation laying of Nasfat Gudu Mosque, Abuja. Abdullahi Ajia reports.
Special Advisor to the President on Special Duties, Office of the Vice President, Dr. Aliyu Madibo, performed the symbolic foundation laying of the Nasfat Gudu Mosque. Representative of the Vice President at the occasion joined other speakers to emphasize the need to work for Allah while committing leaders and the country into prayers in order to succeed.
All the campaign of calumny that this is not, succeeding, it is succeeding. Continuously pray for him, and inshallah this country will be great and greater in the near future.
We're on the right course. Some difficult decisions have been made, but we need to continue to pray to Almighty Allah to enable Mr. President to fulfill his vision for the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And I would pray that this project succeeds. We urge our people to support this noble cause.
Nasfat Missioner Worldwide, Sheikh Abdulaziz Onike, whose focus of lecture and Jumat sermon was on charity and generosity, reminds all of this rewarding venture.
I let them understand that it is whatever they spend in the cause of Allah that they have put forward. Every other thing that they have left behind belongs to somebody else.
Whoever that contributes on the way of Allah is indirectly contributing for his hereafter.
The mosque, as explained, when completed, is expected to serve as an excellent sanctuary for Muslims and the Gudu community. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
National Center for Technology Management partners technology experts in empowering youth through apprenticeship to create businesses while leveraging on information technology. Steve Lona Imokolo reports that the graduates from the apprenticeship scheme were enjoined to contribute their quota towards innovative capabilities of the country.
In line with the mandate of supporting sustainable development through technological advancement, National Center for Technology Management (NACITEM) is partnering with SAFITA, a private sector organization, to train young Nigerians as well as build institutions to manage technological changes through jobs creation, growing the economy, among other strategic objectives. Representative of the Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology and Director General, National Center for Technology Management (NACITEM), Ulushola Odusoya, explains federal government's effort at inculcating knowledge through apprenticeship schemes and partnership with the private sector.
How do you construct knowledge in such a site? It is through this kind of thing, apprenticeship, when we all come together and begin to ask questions. Interrogate ourselves, and ask ourselves where we have gone wrong and where we can get things right.
Chief Executive Officer of Safita Technology, Amu Ogbede, says the partnership with the federal government is aimed at creating 2 million jobs using the tools of technology.
What's the story behind Tech Advantage? So the minister said, I want to create jobs. I want to improve the capacity of Nigeria and Nigerians to perform at a certain level. So there are three aspects to it. The first aspect is, how do you improve the capacity of people to earn?
Technology Advantage expert Chinedu Ogbede gives insights into the apprenticeship workshop.
Honorable Minister of Innovation, Science and Tech has said for Tech Advantage, it is a credible project. So we take that credibility and we take it and we build, because the whole platform is built on credibility and creating solutions for entrepreneurs, creating solutions for aspiring entrepreneurs, and sellers, technicians, and even ordinary customers can now even have better and easier accessible solutions for their tech issues.
NACITEM partnership with Safita is to foster effective use of technology for national development. In Abuja, Steve Lonai Waokolo, NTA News.
A story just reaching us indicates that federal and FCT services, NEMA and FEMA, are carrying out evacuation and rescue operation at site of collapsed two-story building in the 2 axis of Kubwa, Abuja. Reports indicate that 2 persons have been rescued while a resident is still believed to be trapped. We'll bring you more details on this development story later. The Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Oil, Henneke Lububri, says the federal government has approved $21 million for the metering of the 187 flow stations in the country. The minister made this known while briefing energy correspondents in Abuja. Lydia Sampson reports.
Petrol flow stations, also known as fuel depots or terminals, are facilities that store and distribute petroleum products such as gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel to retailers, commercial customers, and consumers. These stations play a crucial role in the downstream oil and gas industry, ensuring the smooth flow of petroleum products to end users. Metering and measuring systems remain crucial for tracking inventory and flow rates. These, the minister said, will also deepen transparency and accountability.
So it is better we go what other countries do, bring technology. It is only somebody, government that is transparent, that will be able to use the technology. Once you eliminate the human element by bringing technology, all these questions will be answered, seamlessly. So I want to assure you that government is taking very proactive steps, starting with the metering of the 187 flow stations across the Niger Delta.
He's optimistic that the initiative by the federal government will provide clarity in the supply complexity and go a long way towards sanitizing the downstream petroleum sector. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Resistance to previously potent antibiotics has become a major public health challenge, requiring a range of interventions, a multidisciplinary approach with over 10 million people globally at risk of death if nothing is done. As a way of eradicating the root cause of this problem, the Federal Ministry of Environment and Food and Agriculture Organization launched the Nigerian National Antimicrobial Resistance Policy for Nigeria.
Antimicrobials such as antibiotics and antivirals are medicine used to prevent and treat infectious and burden of communicable diseases in humans, animals, and plants, but have been found to be impotent in the treatment of such diseases, leading to increased risk of spread, severe illness, disability, and death. And now, Nigeria's National Antimicrobial Resistance Policy, jointly launched by the Federal Ministry of Environment and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, demonstrates commitment to tackle this problem.
It is anticipated that the implementation of the National Strategy Plan on AMI for the environment sector will aid generation of data on AMI in the environment for monitoring and control of antimicrobial in the environment, and that is very important.
The incorporation of AMR surveillance in the integrated National Environmental Health Surveillance System will afford us with timely alerts on AMR spread, enabling early detection of drug resistance and timely response.
FAO has since 2022 partnered Nigeria in developing the microbial resistant policy, with the document aligning with FAO and Nigeria Framework 2023-2027 plan. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
And that is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Thanks for your time. Do remember to join us again at 11 for the news updates. See you then.